Hello, class. I'm Professor Eric Walton. I'm the professor for your class, the Introduction to American Government course. And I'm going to walk you guys through how the course is going to work today and how we're going to be interacting with each other over the next 8 weeks. So, again, welcome. This is Intro to American Government. The course is going to be taught in the first half through Moodle and the second half through in class, which makes it a hybrid course. The operating system, the online educational system that we will be using is Moodle. You will need your username and password. If you were at orientation, you learned that your username is your first initial, and then your last name, and your 2-digit birth month and 2-digit birth day. And then the password is the last 7 of your social security number. So that's how you get logged on. You will need to, there's a couple of different ways, but the easiest way is to go to gmc.imrooms3, MROOMS3.net, and you log on using your username and then your password, and your course will be on the page. And this is what your course will look like. Your course will have the name of the course at the top, and then lay out the weeks and what is designed to do, what is designed to happen each week as we go along. And what will happen is these videos will appear. The videos will be your lectures, and then you will have homework for the course. And so the course is broken down into 4 areas. Participation is 10% of your grade. Quizzes and discussion is 10% of your grade. Homework is 30% of your grade. And then your exams are 50% of your grade. And so let's just get started. So let's go through the syllabus. So at the top of the page, at the top of your Moodle page, it says Fall 1 Course Syllabus. And here, let me enlarge it to make sure you guys can see it. Again, this is Intro to American Government. The course is 8 a.m. to 9:20, Monday through Friday. And it will be at Telfair County High School. It's an introduction to national, state, and local government in the United States that examines the evolution from writing of the U.S. Constitution to the modern-day struggle of American politics. Special attention will be given to political developments in the last 30 years. This course satisfies the legislative requirement for the United States government and the Georgia Constitution. Upon your completion of the course, you will be able to develop and demonstrate some knowledge of major dates, issues, events, and places relating to the American federal government, analyze the structure of the American government, evaluate intergovernmental relations in the United States. That's how the government reacts to each other through each branches, and how the bureaucracy, which is the unelected part of government, interacts with the elected parts of government and the people. And then we're going to relate some knowledge from various theories and objectives presented. So what is the course going to consist of? What's the course content? Well, the course is broken down into 4 areas: Chapter 1, 2, 3, Chapter 4 and 5, Chapter 11 and 12, and Chapter 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's the order that we will be going. Chapter 1, 2, and 3 will cover constitutional principles and federalism. Chapter 4 and 5 will be civil liberties and civil rights. We have a social and economic policy part of the course, which actually is the entire course. We'll talk about social and economic policy of the American government throughout every chapter, throughout, from start to finish. So it doesn't really have a chapter to where it sits and is tied to it. Actually, it's tied to all of it. The presidency, the Congress, and the courts. That's chapters 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we will also discuss the Georgia Constitution. This course will utilize lecture, discussion, oral competency, and other forms of digital media. Again, you'll be watching me on through video, and I will use that to lecture, and we will have discussions built into the course to address the information. Your book is tied into the course. It is you will have scans of each chapter where you will need to read and then answer your homework, which is 20 questions that are on the interactive questions on your on the Moodle program. This course will utilize lecture and discussions to examine many facets of the American government. We will have many different conversations online and in person, and that will help determine your grade again in those 4 areas. 50% of your grade will come from exams, 30% from your homework and a paper. The paper will be discussed in week 2, and then 10% of your grade from the quizzes and discussions, and the last 10% of your grade is participation. The one thing college differs from high school is that when it comes to accommodations, some of you, and maybe none of you, might need additional aid when it comes to helping you finish the course. To get that aid, to get that help, you can apply at gmc.edu and go to the Quick Links tab and look under that tab and you will find Disability Services. There you can apply for an accommodation if need be. But you have to actually apply and go through the process before you can use your accommodation. It's not like high school where we test you in advance. You need to actually ask for that accommodation and then put it into effect with your professor. So let's go over the rules of the class. The syllabus is going to lay out how the course will work and what things are appropriate and what are not. So the biggest thing I want to discuss is academic dishonesty. Georgia Military College emphasizes character and ethical behavior in all aspects of our curriculum. According to the GMC handbook, any student caught in any form of academic dishonesty will be removed from the course and a grade of an F will be placed on your transcript. Be mindful. There are things that we think that are okay that are not. And so let me make sure there's no gray area or ambiguity or confusion about what is appropriate and what is not. And so I will go over the things that are allowable and, well, that things are not allowed. I'm not going to read out every definition for all of these areas, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to read them because the syllabus is online. Plagiarism is not allowed. Again, the active using of somebody else's material and passing it on as your own is plagiarism, and that is not allowed. And you can even plagiarize yourself. Copying, again, using somebody else's work, whether it's authorized or unauthorized, is not allowed. Stealing work, tests, other materials, or taking something that's not yours is not allowed in the course. Facilitating plagiarism or copying. Knowing somebody's plagiarism or copying, or plagiarizing or copying is the same as you doing it yourself. And so again, you need to make sure you are making people aware if you're finding out that somebody else is cheating, that you need to make your professors aware in your courses. Falsifying documents, passing them off as your own, are also means that are not acceptable in class. Digital copying, using digital formats of somebody else's and saying that they're your own, again, is not allowed in the course. There are also some in-class conduct and administrative procedures that we want to go over. Add drop. You have until the 7th, so the class starts on August the 5th. You have until August 7th to decide whether you want to be in this class or not. And so you need to discuss with myself or your counselor that, i.e. that you no longer want to be in the course, and we can withdraw you from the course in a timely manner. After that point, you are in the course, and you would need to initiate a withdrawal to remove yourself from the course. The attendance policy is going to be a little bit different than normal. One, the first half of the class is going to be through online, and so we were going to do your online attendance. You are going to need to have work done in a periodic manner, in a timely manner from when it is assigned and from when it's due. If you do not do your work and you haven't done work for a week, that will be determined that you are not in the class anymore and you will be removed from the class with a professor or faculty initiated withdrawal. I advise that everybody do their work, keep doing work. We will check to make sure what work is being done and what's being turned in. But again, there are assignments for you to be done every week, and you are responsible for those. A faculty-initiated withdrawal, faculty members are required to record attendance daily. Students will be withdrawn from any class in which they have exceeded the tolerated absences for the course. And so while it's online, again, we give that week standard. When we get into in class, you get 2 absences in those last 4 weeks. I understand that certain things can be excused for, but again, this is a college course, it's outside of the realm of what high school is. If you miss too many courses, you can be withdrawn from the class. And if I or any other professor withdraws you from the course, that's an IU, that's what it's called. It's the same as an F, and it's pretty much as good as a 0. So you want to make sure you're in class for, again, if there are any excused absences, we can accommodate for that. But again, that's professor discretion. That's up to your teacher. I said this before, students are able to withdraw themselves. That's actually all the way up to week 7. That is a student-initiated withdrawal. That is a W and does not affect your GPA. However, It affects what is called a satisfactory academic progress. And satisfactory academic progress is you have to complete a certain amount of classes that you attempt. And that's 67%. It's not actually 2/3, it's 67%. So if you complete 2 out of 3, you still fall below the standard. So it needs to be 67% of your courses, and that is affecting your financial aid, not just at Georgia Military College, but any school that you will go to in the future. It will also affect those. Cell phones and other material. I understand that people have cell phones, so there's nothing wrong with having a cell phone. In the class, there should be no use of the cell phone unless an instructor gives you permission to do so. It is possible that I could use you guys to cell phones to poll in and do an assignment. More than likely not, but that's something I have done in the past. Otherwise, cell phones should not be out. They should be put away. They should be on silent or off, and we should be concentrating on the course. Any use of cell phone in the class may result in me taking the cell phone for the duration of the class, and even reporting to the administration that you are using your phone in an inappropriate manner to disrupt the class. Laptops and other devices. I'm a big fan of technology. As you can see, I have a big, my big computer screen. I don't know if you guys can see my laptop over here, and I even have my phone laying on the desk back here. I love the use of technology, but in the proper way. If you're using a computer, I am fine with the use of computers in class, but you're going to be needing to use it for the class and not disrupting the students behind you, because that can be very disruptive. I saw it for myself in class, and I saw it while I was a teacher in graduate school, and even today I've seen it as a professor today. So again, you can use that, but if it's being used inappropriately, we will not use them in class. Misconduct generally. One of the things that I'm a big a fan of is that we treat each other with respect. We're going to have a lot of different discussions over a lot of different issues that are pertinent, and many of them are very divisive. Many of those are cause arguments today in our government. And so you can have a differing opinion than a classmate, and that is fine. I expect you to respect those opinions. I will respect your opinion. I will not be rude or inappropriate with you about your opinion. I might, we might have a conversation about it. And I expect you to have the same respect for your classmates regarding their opinions. Again, rudeness, disrespect, and inappropriateness to your fellow classmates or to myself will not be tolerated. Dress code, when we get into class, again, clothes should be on their hips. We don't want to see anybody's underwear or any other clothing that should be concealed. We shouldn't have excessively ripped objects to where we can see undergarments. We need to not wear any mesh or any other clothing that would be revealing. Again, we're gonna treat class as a training for your professional life, and so we should act as professionally as possible. Certain things that you're going to need to have for the class. Again, always have something to write with. That's really big. Tests are important. Tests are something that we do. And we will have in the back end of the class, and quizzes. So we need to have something to write with. That is your responsibility, and you need to have something to write on. That is something that's also your responsibility. So it is important to have those in class. Safety is important. Safety is a huge part of what we do. If there's something that goes on in the court during the day that we need to address, and it comes over the loudspeaker, it comes to our attention, look to me, and I will be the guide for the class. If we need to stay in the room, we will stay in the room. If we need to move to a different area, we will do so at my instruction. Many different schools have evacuation charts, but one of the things we need to do is follow the direction of the teacher. And again, ethics. Georgia Military College emphasizes character and ethical behavior in all aspects of the curriculum. During the quarter, ethical issues, dilemmas will be discussed. Since the primary goal of education is to increase one's own knowledge, academic dishonesty will not be tolerated at Georgia Military College. Students and faculty are expected to abide by Georgia Military College's honor code. I will neither lie, cheat, steal, nor tolerate those who do. I'm very excited to work with you guys. I'm very excited to see how well you guys do, because I know you guys are going to do very well. And it's always something that excites me about working with dual enrollment and college students in general. You guys always are hard workers. And so I'm very excited to see what you guys do, and I'm very excited for the class and the discussions that we have. And I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the course.